In this episode, we match wits with an all-knowing being named Thomas the Eternal, who exists here and now for now.
And while he's here, he tells us about the ranunculus butterfly effect and dishes the dirt on what kind of relationships Eternals have.
So roll up your towel into a pillow, lean back, and
prepare to listen as Trellis attempts to play Got Your Nose with an eternal being who can manipulate time and space.
Shut up and sit down.
welcome back to Hitchhikers and Appetizers. Woo-hoo. Coming to you from Millyways from booth 42. I am your host, as always, Trellis Gardeen, and with me, as always, the total perspective to my vortex, the...
You can do it. One more.
I had one and I just lost it.
Make it a good one.
Make it a good one?
Not that that one was a bad one. But...
Oh, I got it. The Pangalactic to my Gargle Blaster.
Very nice. Very nice.
Horatio Zinn.
Oh, yes, that's who I am, Horatio Zinn. I came in and I spoiled it.
You were smelling a little spoiled. That's why it took me a while to come up with it. So
I should get some wet wipes with a little bit of scent to it.
You should maybe order some more barbecued Terran. That comes with a lot of wet naps because they're usually incredibly greasy and, as you know well, covered in a lot of sauce.
Ooh, that's good to rub all over your scent. Yes, I thought you meant I should rub the actual food on me.
I would not judge if you did.
I don't know if that would cover up a scent and prevent me from being attacked by certain predators or something like that by covering up that scent.
I'm going to bet there's predators that it would keep you safe from as well as attract you to.
50-50. It's a mixed bag.
It's all timing and context. But speaking of timing, we have a guest.
Yes. Oh my, right here beside me.
Hello. Hi, Horatio. Hi, Trellis. My name is Thomas, the Eternal.
The Eternal. So you've been around for a while.
The Eternal. Is that just a last name?
No, I have a whole species. We're all the Eternal.
Ah, everyone has the same last name.
It's less a name and more of a title.
Ah, very good. It's good to know. I didn't know the was a middle name. I assumed it was a family name of some sort.
Are you the last one of your species then? Because you've just lasted so long, you've earned the title of the Eternal relative to the other dead ones?
No, I'm the only one I've seen in some time, but there are several of us.
So there can't just be one?
Perhaps one day, but I hope not. Just like I'm sure you hope that your species continue.
I don't like to think about not existing. That's something that will throw me into a bit of a tizzy for weeks at a time.
Or he does like to live in the moment. And your title leads me to believe that you've probably experienced quite a few moments.
Yes. So my species, after a lot of diligence, education, we can see through time. Ooh. We can travel through time. We can see through space. We can travel through space.
Well, clearly you're at the restaurant, so you traveled through space to get here.
Watch this. Trellis, tell me what your favorite childhood toy was.
Oh, gosh. Oh, my.
A childhood toy.
A childhood toy?
One of your own, I assume.
It was probably my first You Build It nose job set.
And look what I'm holding here.
Ah!
Oh, is that it? Is that the one? Is that the exact
that is the one, because it has my initials in the bottom right-hand corner of the box.
There it goes. It goes back.
Is it gone?
You jerk!
When you were a child, you misplaced it for about 15 seconds. This is why.
Fascinating.
Did I misplace it, or did you steal it, you thief?
I hadn't stolen it yet.
Ah, it's all in the timing, isn't it? All in the timing.
Yes.
I'm having a hard time processing that one.
I'm enjoying this. You've gotten him flustered.
No, well, that explains why I don't remember losing it right up until it appeared in front of me.
Yes.
Exactly, Trellis.
Wow.
I want to see the panic that was on his face, though.
Honestly, that's a level of critical thinking I don't think I'd ever thought I'd achieve.
Okay, here we go. I can snap, and we'll go back, and we can see young Trellis panicking.
Little T.
Oh, look at that. Look at him. Look at the tears. I almost don't recognize you with your features. Those are the features you were born with, correctly?
Yes. That's pre all of my work on Glandar.
I don't even recognize that child.
The skin.
The mood skin, all over the place.
And back. Booth 42.
We are back here. And Trellis, the tears have dried. How does that make you feel, Trellis?
It's been so long. I honestly have forgotten what I used to look like.
That's what you're focusing on more, not on the emotions, not on the temporary loss of your toy, but on how different you look.
Initially there was the loss of the toy, but then it eventually turned to, I'm really glad I had the work done because now I look so much better.
So the struggle was worth it.
Yes.
Everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that reason is that you mess with time and space, perhaps.
Mess with or improve?
It's all about perspective.
Were you giving me a life lesson? Is that what you do? You go around improving and quote unquote improving people's lives by adding some adversity? What are you, some sort of god? Because we're the gods of the next universe.
That's true. It's very good to get that across.
Have you ever heard of the ranunculus butterfly effect? It's that a little thing in the past can make a dramatic change in the future.
Ah, yes, if you eat a butterfly. Is that the one?
Well, Horatio eats a lot of butter. I'm sure that's got to have an effect down the line for him.
Yes.
Yes, so if you eat a butterfly...
What will it do?
Untold effects will occur in the future. In this case, your favorite toy disappearing for 15 seconds has led to an immense amount of cosmetic surgery.
Fascinating. That is good to know. Good to know. Trellis, now we know. Now we know of your impulse.
Yes. Well, I knew there had to be a reason. I just didn't remember what it was until this moment.
This is fascinating. I like how personalized this is, and also that it's made Trellis temporarily uncomfortable.
Hey, you're not off the hot seat yet there, Horatio.
What? Oh, are you thinking that this will be applied to me as well?
Thomas?
Yes.
Is there anything in Horatio's past? Some streets that actually connected?
Keep in mind, if I misplaced a toy, it probably was just a natural part of growing up on Schenectady.
Okay, in this case, I'm going to pull something from Horatio's future.
Oh my.
Here you are, Horatio.
What kind of sandwich is that? How many layers? I've never seen a sandwich that large.
Horatio, this is a sandwich you invent and name.
Oh. The everything sandwich?
It's the Horatio, my favorite everything sandwich.
Oh, I love it. I think I should take a bite of it just to make sure I make it correctly in the future.
Can he actually take a bite of it?
Can I take a bite of it?
Go ahead, it's from the future. It hasn't happened yet.
There's so many flavors. Oh, the indecisiveness of which flavors to like first.
Some of those sauces don't exist yet.
These are things I will discover along my life's journey.
Yes, Horatio.
I think this is the perfect sandwich for you, though, in the sense that because you're so disorganized, you added so many flavors to the sandwich that you didn't even know where to begin planning something on Schenectady.
Also, I'd like to see how many things seep out and fall off of it, because in some places the bread isn't big enough to contain it. Other times, like, the meat is too large for the bread, and I tried to fold the meat in to fit, and it wouldn't. It just flopped out.
Excuse me, is the outside food in Millyways?
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, we probably should zap that back.
I'll take care of it. Thank you.
You got that's one of our servers. That's Twix.
Hello, Twix.
Twix is a bit busy. He's a bit of a busybody.
He has a twin, so was that left Twix or right Twix?
I'm not sure.
I can't tell them apart.
I can't either. And they refuse to wear name tags.
Mm-hmm.
Mischievous imps.
That could explain why they're always so quick to the table. Like they get here much faster than you would expect someone to be able to move. I'm beginning to think there's some shenanigans.
I'm wondering if perhaps our guest has had something to do with it in its manipulation of time and space.
Oh.
Are you asking if perhaps the Twix twins are in fact the same entity occupying two spaces at the same time?
Yes, that's almost exactly what I was going to ask. Yes.
That is true, but you were correct, Trellis, about left Twix and right Twix. They are mirrored left to right. It is the same entity, warped mirror-wise in space. It allows them to work better in concert. They can both approach the table and they won't have their hands hit.
Perfect. That is smart. That is smart. And this was your creation.
Yes, one of many tweaks to the universe I've made. This universe.
This universe. Have you done some tweaks to other universes?
Yes, there are an infinite number of alternate universes.
Oh, of course.
There's one where you two exist exactly as you are, except Horatio. Your name is Trellis, and Trellis, your name is Horatio.
That must be very confusing. But, we often call each other by the wrong name anyway.
Do I look like him, but just my name is Horatio? Wouldn't that just...
Wait, he looks like himself, but his name is mine.
Yes, exactly, Horatio.
Fascinating. So, but he has the same cosmetic work done, all of that. I'm still the same stocky, well-built, bearded gentleman.
It's another case of the ranunculus butterfly effect, where things start to deviate.
Ranunculus. I have to write that down, ranunculus butterfly effect. That actually sounds like a good drink.
I think that would be a good... we should talk to someone at the bar.
Yes.
About coming up with a drink that you don't know what it's going to do to you. What are the effects until after you wake up from it?
Ooh, you don't know what changes you may have made. That's fascinating. There are many drinks like that. But that's perfect. That's perfect.
But never one with that explicitly stated goal.
No, that's the purpose of it. That's the purpose. Most drinks you have to drink a lot of them for that to happen. This one just a little bit.
One and done.
One and done.
One drink and who knows what may happen. Perhaps you feel a little tingle. Perhaps you black out for a week. Perhaps you wake up
with a lot of plastic surgery.
Yes.
Oh, surgery. Yes. Wake up in a different body, the different face.
So when you're not manipulating time and space, what are you doing with yourself? Do you have any hobbies like sculpture, knitting, sewing, puzzles, Sudoku?
I do love a Sudoku. Lately, I've been working on 17-dimensional Sudokus.
Oh my!
Using real and imaginary numbers.
That's a good way. You just make up numbers and fill them in the blanks there? Or is that what you do?
Yes. Make up numbers, just what goes into this infinitely large 17-dimensional grid.
Being a master of time and space, does it make playing competitive sports or even just share some board game against someone, does it make it very predictable for you?
Extremely predictable. I know the outcome well in advance. I've known the outcome since I've existed.
So do you only take on the games that you know you're going to win? That's what I would do.
That is exactly what I do, Horatio.
Very wise. Very wise.
Believe it or not, I do have an ego.
Oh, I certainly would. If I was a master of time and space, I would think rather highly of myself. And I know I would abuse the privilege. I'm sure Trellis would as well.
Oh, yes. And it probably keeps you from a lot of one-night stands that would end otherwise badly.
Well, I could always just leave. Poof, I'm gone.
Oh, my. Leaving a trail of broken hearts and frustrated libidos across the universe.
And the occasional sock.
The occasional sock, yes. Yes, the occasional sock. That would be a wonderful name for a autobiography, is the occasional sock.
Speaking of time and space, the two of you have been in this booth for so long, only getting up to wash up, perhaps.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it.
Can you tell me about your perspective on time and space? Just sitting at the same table, at the same booth, interview after interview, eating the same meals and drinks over and over. Do you know how long you've been here?
I forget. At one point I was making hash marks on the table here, but I ran out of space.
I've lost track considering we just keep traveling to the end of time and back so many times, but I think... honestly, I don't know anymore.
I don't know. I feel like time... I like the feeling of time almost standing still here.
Is it a record? And maybe you can put a plaque up for us.
We should. I might just engrave something on the table.
I can tell you that you two will have set a record for the longest occupation of a single booth.
Oh, very good. So we don't know. Do you know when?
Is that the entire universe or just Millyways?
Horatio, how does one answer when the restaurant goes through the end of the universe every 30 minutes?
Very good point. Very good point. What is your favorite period of music? Or is that going to be confused? We're talking about time periods again, and that might be a bit confusing.
I often listen to hundreds of songs from different points in time concurrently. Like one may listen to an album while watching a film to see if they align in certain ways. I listen to hundreds of songs at once, offset slightly from each other to see if they align, and they do.
Have you heard anything by my old band Purity?
Of course. I love Purity.
Oh my! Really? Why would you love Purity? I appreciate the sentiment, but we were possibly the worst band in the universe.
There's a lot to be said for commitment, Horatio.
Yes, we certainly were committed until we gave up.
Now, Purity was founded on the idea that it was going to just only use the harmonophone, which takes 12 people to play together.
We also had a vocalist. Do not forget we had a vocalist.
And a vocalist.
Yes.
Could you tell which parts of the harmonophone that Horatio was operating?
Of course I could.
Oh, I'm interested to hear because I don't remember.
Oh, I see.
Well, see, he had taken Jovi juice.
Yes.
You know,
I thought we were one.
he had no idea what he was playing sounded horrible.
So, as of course we all know, there's a position on the harmonophone that requires 3 foot pedals,
Yes.
2 hands,
Yes.
and as well as a lip control.
That was me. That was me.
That was Horatio.
Yes. I'll let you guess about how I worked the third pedal.
Oh, I know.
Yes. No, I had a stick.
I was going to say.
It was a stick attached to it.
I was just going to ask if that may have been the reason that the band ended up breaking up. But
Oh no, we broke up because we realized it was just pointless. Once we won the award for worst in that battle of the worst bands in the universe, we knew we'd reached our pinnacle and there was no point trying to continue.
pinnacle or trough?
It's a bit the same. It's a bit the same. The pinnacle was in a trough.
It's an innovative.
That was exactly what the award looked like, was a pinnacle in a trough. A bronze one. I have it in my duffel if you'd like to see. I think I have it in my duffel.
And a lifetime supply of Jovi juice, I assume.
Yes. Well, you drink it out of the trough.
Now,
Lap it up.
it sounds like you can do all this manipulation of time and space, Thomas, without any sort of oversight or anything. Is there any sort of committee of your fellow beings? I don't even know what you would be referred to as, making sure that, you guys aren't just running amok?
No, there's no oversight at all. As I mentioned,
None?
nothing formal. Occasionally, I do encounter other Eternals, and we can get into great conflicts using our powers.
Ooh.
But it occurs rarely because...
Battle of the gods, if you will.
Exactly. An Eternal could sneeze and wipe out an entire galaxy. Accidentally.
Oh my, is there special medicine Eternals take to keep that from happening?
No, because, of course, they're aware of it, and they can bring it back with training.
Ah, very good. Because I would think that the droplets, that would just be hard to gather all those up.
Are those the stars in the universe? Are those
Oh,
eternal droplets?
sneeze droplets in the sky.
Stars, space gases, nebula.
Now I'm just imagining that perhaps an output from a god sneeze might be mistaken as extraterrestrials visiting someone's planet.
Horatio, I'd like to interrupt you. We are not gods.
They're not gods, Eternals.
Eternal. Thank you.
We're gods. But you're eternal. In the future we will be gods.
I think they've just been around so long that they think they're gods.
Trellis, are you throwing some smack at him? You're throwing some smack at Thomas?
Well, we know that we are actually influencing a universe ourselves.
That's true.
So, we're equals. Talking shop here.
Yes. Would you consider us equals, Thomas? I'm enjoying the uncomfortable look on your face.
I'm trying to be polite here, Horatio and Trellis.
Oh, don't be. You don't have to be, really.
No.
On paper, Trellis, we can say we're equals.
On paper, very good.
That sounds like the fact that we're on paper is the equivalency, not...
Right.
I'm writing it down on a napkin, which is made of paper. So there's that.
So
It's a record.
you are gods in the sense of...
Look, I can manipulate space. Look, I can move these sauces around. I can move my fork around. And some time has gone by. So I'm just like you.
Do you have perfect memory?
I'm convinced.
I've manipulated space over time, which is frankly a lot harder to do in my opinion.
What do you think? I see this as a competition. You see, this will be a battle of the God versus the Eternal, and I will just be watching.
Wait till I play, look, I've got your nose, and then I show it to you, and you realize that I've got your nose, and then I put it back.
Oh, try it. I want to watch this.
No, I'll do it when I feel like doing it.
You do it. You will know when it happens.
I don't do it. It's just on command. At some point,
Well, you are a god.
you're going to realize your nose is missing, and I'm going to be like, here it is.
Trellis, one thing Eternals can do that I haven't talked about is I can change my form at will.
Oh my God! Oh, man, I'm getting
Grow arms and grow eyes and grow in size.
Well, good. You can grow.
Try stealing that nose, Trellis.
And there's a nose on my palm, and a nose on this palm, and a nose on this palm. And then I can turn back to the form I had before.
Oh, I like this better. This is a much better form. Although I was enjoying watching Trellis's confusion about which nose to try to grab.
I think I turned plaid. My boot skin turned.
You
plaid
are.
on
You
that
are
one.
plaid.
I didn't know what to think there.
I can tell.
That still doesn't mean that nose is not going to be mine at some point.
I'll be what?
Which nose? What if he changes into a form where he's all noses? Which nose will you pick, Trellis?
Which nose will I pick? That's gross.
If he's... Well, I don't know. That's up to you, really. That depends on how you grab the nose. You might want to grab it by the nostrils, in which case you would accidentally pick.
It's like, come here.
There's no way to avoid that.
Trellis, do you have perfect recall of your entire life?
I do not.
No.
Because I don't want to, though.
Oh.
There's so many things that I don't want to hear. Remember.
So many things to block out.
You know what? Here we go. Let's go back to one of your most embarrassing moments.
Oh, embarrassing moment for Trellis. Embarrassing moment for Trellis.
There's young Trellis.
Oh.
We already did this, didn't we? Come on.
No, let's embarrass young Trellis again. Got this young Trellis. And I think he likes that little girl.
Oh.
Trellis, do you remember this? Do you remember this?
My future first divorce.
Your future first divorce.
Oh.
Oh, you'll never forget your first.
No, you don't. You see, it started young.
Yes.
They say there's the thing called the trial marriage, and I just wanted to, the starter
match.
I wanted to get started young.
It's important to do that in childhood to get it over with.
Yes.
Yes. One when you know that you're incredibly immature.
And can easily rebound.
Yes. So Trellis said, and we're watching. We're watching. And...
Hi, Trellis.
Oh, what a lovely voice she has.
She did have a lovely voice. That's what pulled me in.
How are you today?
I'm good.
I love that Trellis had the exact same voice when he was a child. Very consistent.
Well, there is no puberty on Glandar, so.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
You pretty much just come out with the voice you have.
Fascinating. Now let's continue this scene. I think we paused it. Started back.
Is that a proposal crown, Trellis?
Yes, it is.
Wow. Okay.
That's exactly how it happened.
That must have been incredibly embarrassing for you.
What? She said yes.
And back to Millyways.
Ah. She did not change very much. I remember at the divorce ceremony, she looked, she did not change a lot.
Well, it only lasted like 2 days, so.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. So that was an embarrassing moment for you, having her accept your proposal, Trellis?
And now you remember it again.
No.
I will never forget it. It's embedded on, it's ingrained, embossed on my mind.
I was just picturing you trying to ingrain it into your brain with sauce.
I did try that one time, and I found that it just clogged up my ears. Because I tried through the nose, through the ears, through the mouth, and the sauce in the mouth just went to my stomach. Everything else just got clogged up, and I had to...
At least that was probably enjoyable.
Oh, yes. It's very enjoyable to have that all rinsed out violently like that with water.
Now, Thomas, do you... we're talking about our significant others. Do Eternals have any significant others, or are you just flying footloose and fancy free?
Yes.
Eternals do have significant others. I am currently flying solo, as it were. But a few thousand years ago, I left a relationship that it had turned sour. My former significant other was literally evil.
Oh?
That can be a problem. Unless that's what you're into.
Yes.
I was not. It was not just evil in a intimate romantic sense, but in the sense of wreaking havoc on planets.
Oh my. You're getting a little emotional. Did you know about that going into the relationship, being an Eternal?
No, an Eternal cannot fully read the mind of another Eternal.
Oh, yes, that makes perfect sense. Because I don't know, if you had known that they were evil and going to wreak havoc on planets, would that have made them more attractive or less attractive to you?
To me, that would have been less attractive.
Good to get that in mind, because Trellis, that would be quite the turn on, I think.
Yeah, you know, some people like to go for the bad seed.
Yes.
They're attracted to that thing that they want but can't have,
Or that thing that's going to do terrible things to others, but not to them.
or entire planets.
Yes.
Yet Trellis's bad seed made life miserable for billions, if not trillions, of living beings.
Oh, my.
And while perhaps I consider most lives less significant than my own, I
Understandable.
I still don't wish harm upon them.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. You just would rather they just kind of go off on their own and do their thing and leave you alone?
Yeah, it's entertaining to watch.
I can understand that. So what's the breakup? I assume the breakup was acrimonious. It was not a pleasant one.
I fled.
You fled?
I fled. I switched to an entirely parallel universe, hoping not to be found.
Oh, and has that worked out?
And is that what you brought here? Are you in the parallel universe hiding right now? Is this the hiding universe?
I'm hiding for now. I'm sure I'll be found. They are very persistent and still carry a figurative torch.
Not a real torch.
They could if they wanted to, just
Figurative torch.
will it out of nowhere.
Oh, and that's how you know it was them, is you would see the torch, I assume.
Right. Exactly.
Also, you would probably recognize their face, I assume.
I'd recognize their presence. Again, we can change our appearances.
Ah, that's true. Very good. Yes, most of that. That makes sense.
I'm going to stop doing that.
That's all right. No, it's fine. Just warn me. I'll know to scoot over.
The table over there looked a little bit nervous.
Exactly.
They do seem a bit nervous about the ever change, the fact that one of the occupants of this booth keeps changing. Literally growing, and especially the forms. Not to criticize, but they are rather large, imposing.
Right. That's the intent.
Ah, yes. You're not intending to be something pleasant.
No.
Ah.
Do you find this appearance pleasant?
I was just going to ask if this instance of yourself, is this like your favorite? Is this the one you normally use, or are you just trying this one on for this parallel universe?
This is one I've been using for some time. I find it approximately matches most other beings.
It's a good approximation. Yes.
On average, 4 limbs. On average, 22 digits.
Yes. That sounds right. Although a couple more digits here and there, probably no one would probably notice.
You clearly have, been around forever. I mean, do you actually even need to eat? Why are you even here?
Oh, good point. Very good question. We should have gotten into that kind of thing earlier.
Yeah.
I really liked the idea of a place that existed outside of time that had such a
theme. The theme got you.
Yes.
theme, and it's such a casual vibe. I would not, if we were to use stars to rate places, I'm not sure this place would get 7 out of 7 stars.
You would not get 7 out of 7.
I don't think so.
Oh my.
For the food, but the ambiance.
As I'm sure you both can understand, you can only watch the End of the Universe so many times.
You know, I've watched it more than I thought I could. Mm-hmm. Actually, there are times where I will sit there and I will riff on the End of the Universe. Oh, I know it's coming.
If the story's good, you can watch it more than once.
Yes. We'll often just mock the End of the Universe because we've seen it so many times.
We've been sitting. It's happened once while we've been sitting here, and none of us brought it up.
No, it's sometimes the End of the Universe is something that happens to other people.
Do all universes, you said there's parallel universes, do they all end at the same time?
Ooh.
Because if it didn't, how could they be parallel?
Ooh.
Trellis, the answer to that is yes and no.
Good.
Oh, totally clear. Got it.
They all end at the same time, but that's not the same time.
Oh, so they're different. So it depends on what time. I'm sorry, my brain is starting to atrophy.
Well, that was the answer to all my marriages. They all end, and they all end at the same time.
Yes. Whatever time they end. Well, they end at the right time, in a way.
You know, that divorce with the 23 wives, they were all there in parallel. You know, they all ended at the same time, but really, while I was married to all of them, each individual relationship was ending at a different time.
Yes.
I'm getting the hang of this.
We'll have to do a whole episode on your big divorce ceremony at some point to explain how everything coordinates.
Thomas, you may have been there, I think, to officiate the ending.
I may have.
Yes, let's just call him the efficient. We'll look that up. I'm sure I have the program from your divorces here somewhere in my duffel bag.
Trellis, I'm warming up to you. Your comparison of the multiple universes ending relative to your marriage is right on the nose. The one you haven't stolen yet.
Mm-hmm.
There's something significant to the universe in his divorces and the marriages ending?
Like parallel universes, parallel marriages. Mm-hmm. Not that different.
It's fascinating.
Torturous to the end, all of them.
Yes, which is how it should be, really. That way there's a chance you never forget about it. You don't take it for granted. You certainly don't take that for granted.
So yes, you don't get married again without really giving it a good look over, and you don't create another universe or parallel universe without really giving it some good thought.
Yes, that makes sense.
Or I should say maybe jumping into a new universe or parallel universe without giving it some thought.
Yes.
Get some sort of prenup, some sort of agreement before going in that you get to leave that universe with what you came into it with.
I think that's more than fair.
That universe didn't give you anything. The previous universe and universes did. Or since you exist outside of space-time, you're bringing a lot of things to the table.
Oh, that's true. Yes, a lot of
that are truly just yours.
Well, I do exist here and now, for now.
Oh, I'm going to write that down. I exist here now. For now.
Oh, that sounds like that might be a good entry. What do you think?
That might be good. Yes, we are coming to that time.
Yes, and this is clearly not a planet entry. I think you get your own.
Do you have a home planet? I mean, not to get into this at a late date, but I
am the product of a romantic relationship, but it occurred in no particular space, barely in a particular time.
Fascinating. That must have been very special.
Unfortunately, it wasn't.
Like were you created like in the back seat of the universe or something like that?
Exactly, Horatio.
Ah, that makes sense. I understand now. Those are some of the greatest beings in the universe have been created in the back seats of things. Very well. I know that time is a relative concept, but we are about out of time.
So, what? Thomas the Eternal is the title of our entry. What was?
I exist here and now for now. If in fact that's what you said.
That is what I said, Horatio.
I like that.
And it's quite true.
I think that should be Is it my turn to type this in?
I think so.
Are you okay with that intro? Are you okay, Thomas?
Is Horatio the right scribe to?
Absolutely. Please, Horatio.
Very good. Also, you know that, Thomas, if you don't like the intro, you'll be able to change it at any time.
I could and would.
Oh, wait. The entry's already there. I just looked.
Oh my. I'm typing on top of it.
What did you write, Tom? What did he write?
There it is. I exist here and now for now. Is that what you see it says?
Yes. It was already there.
That's fascinating. It just is...
We didn't even have to get it right and submit it. It just all of a sudden it's there.
I enjoy hanging out with you because there's far less effort involved.
I don't like the fact that you're doing our jobs.
Oh, where did he go? I think he got bored.
Yeah, he may be gone, but you know what's not gone?
What?
His nose. Thank you for joining us for Hitchhikers and Appetizers. And of course, special thanks goes to our guest, Thomas the Eternal. I have been Trellis Gardeen.
And I continue to be Horatio Zinn. Until next time, keep your towels clean. And if an interspatial anomaly creates a feedback loop in your spaceship's tachyon field, you can always reverse the polarity of the neutron flow. So don't panic.
Everything you heard in this episode was improvised, but not everything improvised was heard.
This episode of Hitchhikers and Appetizers featured the voice talents of Mike Gorgone as Trellis Gardeen, Bran Peacock as Horatio Zinn, and Michael Estrakis as Thomas the Eternal.
Finally, Hitchhikers and Appetizers is part of the Improv in Action Network. Check out other great improvised podcasts and projects at improvinaction.com. If you'd like to reach out to Trellis or Horatio, you can send electronic messages to them at our Galaxy address, hitchappspodcast@gmail.com. or you can find them on Twitter with the handle HitchApps.
Shut up and sit down.